For Sports Broadcasting Camp, this is Sports Broadcasting Center. Alongside my partner Tyler Katz, I'm Will Dirksen.
Yesterday was the MLB trade deadline that saw staggering 16 trades. The trades included Rangers ace Yu Darvish to the Los Angeles Dodgers, Sonny Gray from the Oakland Athletics to the New York Yankees, and Jonathan Lucroy from the Texas Rangers to the Colorado Rockies. Even the Phillies made a move, dealing Joaquin Benoit to cross-state rivals the Pittsburgh Pirates in exchange for single-A pitcher Seth McGarry. We'll now move on to the highlights from yesterday's game between the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies.
Phillies game is underway here in Citizens Bank Park, and Freddie Galvis will trot on home because of a missed throw by the catcher. That causes the Phillies to take a 1-0 lead.
Julio Teheran pitching to Aaron Altair, and he will drive this one to deep left field, 450 feet plus the longest by a Philly this year. That was Altair's 15th of the year, and you can tell Teheran is not happy about that one.
That caused Cameron Rupp to say, I want to join the party too, and he hits one way out to left center field. That'll give the Phillies a 3-0 lead. That should be enough to keep Rupp his job for next season. If you'll notice, Jonathan Perkins just nonstop dabbing. If you count it, that was 25 times he did so.
Ty Kelly on first base in the bottom of the fifth, and Galvis is going to hit this one into right field. Nick Marchese is trying to make the play. It gets by him, rolling to the wall. Kelly will come around to score, and it seems Galvis has got a triple as he slides into the base. This one's going to hit off the bag, and Freeman can't get it. He scores on the air. 10-3, Phillies was your final score.
Kyrie Irving has demanded a trade from his current team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Multiple teams are interested, with the Timberwolves, Celtics, Heat, and Knicks being active in trade talks with the Cavs all-star guard. A rumor by RealGM.com states that the Suns would be willing to swap Eric Bledsoe, a 2018 first-round pick, and the fourth pick in the most recent draft, Josh Jackson. Last season, Irving averaged 25.2 points per game and shot just over 47% from the floor, a career high.
We'll now move on to football, where highlights of the Patriots versus the Falcons. Leading it off, Devontae Freeman, first play from scrimmage, and he's going to drive this one 50 yards, breaking a tackle, but eventually Malcolm Butler will drive him down. The Falcons failed to score on that drive, and now the Patriots have it. Tom Brady in search for his fifth ring. He's going to hand this one on to LeGarrette Blount, one of the best running backs in the game, but not this time. That would be his last play as a Patriot as he fumbles the ball. Robert Alford on the recovery. Falcons ball. Multiple flags on the play, but it would go to the Falcons. Now Matt Ryan looking over to the middle to Julio Jones, who's going to take that one to midfield just at the start of the second quarter.
However, minutes later, the Falcons would change the score up a little bit. 2nd and 1 on the 11. Ryan's going to take the step and do a quick handoff to Freeman. He jukes one guy and just dives into the end zone. You know the bird's got a sore, folks. On a 3rd and 9, Ryan looking to throw long. How's that for your backup tight end for a statement-making play? Austin Hooper's touchdown puts Atlanta up 14-0. Meanwhile, Tom Brady trying to answer the call. Only no, it's Robert Alford once again. That pick six puts Atlanta up 21-0 with about 2.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Alford had himself one heck of a game, and he knows how to come up with big plays, being a former Eagle. Right before the first half, Brady's going to drop back and throw. He seems like he's out of options, but no, he finds James White. He'll bring that down to the 28-yard line, setting up the man with the iron leg, Stephen Gostkowski.
Patriots have only been shut out one time this year. That was a 16-0 loss against the Buffalo Bills. They do not want that to happen in the Super Bowl. It's a 41-yard field goal attempt for the man who's kicked 20 straight in the postseason, Stephen Gostkowski. It is up and good, 21-3 at the half. Next, we have Taylor Gabriel juking out Malcolm Butler. What a play by him. Later in that drive, it's going to be a pass to Devontae Coleman in for the touchdown. That would be Atlanta's largest lead of the game. It's 28-3. Patriots' next drive, the 39-year-old Tom Brady on the rush, and he's going to take this one for the first down. Later on that New England drive, it would be Tom Brady on the pass to James White. He is in for the Patriots' first touchdown of the game, make it 28-10. New England maybe starting a comeback. Falcons' next drive, and it's going to be a passing play, and that will be a strip sack by Devontae Hightower. New England will recover, and they're in business with 8 minutes left.
You can't put away those wings yet, folks. Thanks to Tom Brady. On a slant route here, he finds Danny Edelman from 8 yards out. All Amendola does is just catch passes in big games when they need him to most. Now watch this play. This is perfectly executed by Bill Belichick. White takes the direct snap and just dives into the end zone. Very smart. Brady executed the fake perfectly. Meanwhile, Matt Ryan needs something to answer. On 2nd and 9, the pocket's collapsing, but he somehow seems to move out and find Julio Jones near the 20-yard line. Great coverage by Eric Rowe there, but the refs call it a legal catch because, let's look at the replay, Jones clearly got both feet in, thus making it a legal catch. You'd think that'd be the big catch of the game as he beat on a post corner route until this catch.
Edelman says, I can top that catch as Tom Brady goes deep over the middle, almost picked off, and it's a dog pile down at the line. And we take a look at the replay, and we see that it was a fair catch by Julian Edelman. This one is hovering over the ground before Edelman pulls it in. That's a great catch by Julian Edelman. That would end up saving the Patriots in this game. Later on in the drive, Tom Brady handoff to White. He is in for the touchdown. It's Patriots only down by 2, 28-26. On the two-point conversion try, Tom Brady takes the snap after calling an audible, and Amendola will cross the line. Flags on the play, but it wouldn't matter. Tie game. Overtime, a touchdown would do it for the New England Patriots. First overtime in a Super Bowl. And this one's going to be a handoff to James White, who already has 2 touchdowns. Fights his way through the defender, and he will score.
That will cap a Texas-sized comeback from 25 points down for the Patriots, and arguably the biggest Super Bowl comeback of all time.
So that will do it here from Sports Broadcasting Camp. We thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time. Welcome back to Fox and Game 7 of the 2016 World Series between the Chicago Cubs and the Cleveland Indians. Albert Almora is on first base and Chris Bryant at the plate. After a Schwarber single, Almora came in to pinch run. I'm Tyler Katz, joined with Peyton Wolf. And that's going to be Chris Bryant, who skies that into right field. That one is deep, but it is going to be caught in center field, and that's the first out. Almora is going to tag up and make it to second base, so the Cubs have a runner in scoring position here in the 10th inning.
You know, the last Cub to win MVP was Sammy Sosa in 1998, but I think Chris Bryant has a run to do it here, Tyler.
So that will bring up the first baseman for the Chicago Cubs, Anthony Rizzo, who's been having an MVP season himself, and he will come up with a runner in scoring position for the Cubs. Brian Shaw, the pitcher for the Indians, has a 3.86 ERA so far this postseason.
You know, Anthony Rizzo is just one of my favorite first basemen to watch. I think he's just so much fun.
So now a meeting at the mound. Terry Francona is going to leave Shaw in this game, but they do have Trevor Bauer warming up in the bullpen. Shaw 16 pitches into his appearance today. Rizzo 1 for 3 today with a single and an RBI. And Ben Zobrist is on deck. Failed to get a hit today for Zobrist.
You know, Rizzo is just an all-around incredible athlete, you know, being able to overcome the things he has overcome and still be able to make it here. It's all-around amazing in general for the Cubs to make it here.
So it looks like Shaw will intentionally walk Rizzo to get the force out at any base. So that will put up Ben Zobrist with runners at first and second with one out.
I mean, you can see Rizzo just is not happy here.
He definitely wants to try and get an opportunity to drive in that run to put the Cubs on top, as there's ball 3. Waiting for the intentional walk.
Oh.
And there he goes off to first base. So now Ben Zobrist, left fielder for the Cubs, will stand in with runners on first and second. Again, Trevor Bauer warming up in the bullpen for the Cleveland Indians. So we'll see if he makes an appearance.
Ben is 0 for 4 today.
Definitely would like to get that hit that would win the Cubs their first World Series in
Since
over 100 years.
1908, Tyler. And the Indians have not won since 1948.
So history will be ended tonight, and that one's up and in. Zobrist has to duck out of the way of that one. The Cubs have a miserable 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position tonight. Definitely not where they want to be in Game 7 of the World Series, as Indians fans look on nervously. So Zobrist stands in. And that one's going to be a called strike up in the zone at the letters.
Zobrist is an amazing athlete himself. You know, he may give Anthony Rizzo and Chris Bryant a run for their money when it comes to MVP if they can pull this off here, Tyler.
Not only that, but it would be a great comeback for the Chicago Cubs, being down 3-1 at one point in this series.
Oh, yes.
And that one's going to go right down the middle at 95 miles per hour by Brian Shaw. So we take a look on Fox Tracks there. That one's scraping the zone, so that wasn't right down the middle. It was actually more towards ball territory, but it was a called strike 2. And that one's a clear ball outside, but Zobrist is going to take a hack at it, and it's fouled off to the third base side.
He looks just like he did in Arizona, you know, ready to swing at anything, and just really ready here in this World Series.
So Addison Russell, the Cubs shortstop on deck, he as well is without a hit today.
Joe Madden looking on nervously.
Can't imagine what he would feel like if he brought this World Series to Chicago.
That would just be exhilarating for him and for this organization.
So that one's driven down the left field line. Almora is going to come in to score. Will Bryant come in to score? No, Bryant will hold at third. So it is an RBI double for Ben Zobrist, and the Chicago Cubs have the lead in Game 7 of the World Series. Can you believe it?
Rizzo's shocked right there, so excited.
So now the Cubs have runners at second and third base, a 1-run lead, and in steps the shortstop Addison Russell. Can he give the Cubs some insurance now in the 10th inning? The Cubs are fired up. Meanwhile, Terry Francona is definitely calling to the bullpen right now, checking on Trevor Bauer, as they are going to intentionally walk Addison Russell, their second intentional walk of this inning, and that will load the bases for catcher Miguel Montero. The Cubs still ecstatic with that RBI double from Zobrist.
You can just tell they're on their tippy toes here. They're just so nervous. Nobody knows what's going to come next in this game. It's so exciting to watch.
With as many twists and turns in this game, including about an hour rain delay, anything can happen, especially with that much rest in between.
Can you imagine the nerves going through their locker room during that rain delay?
So here we see the replay. That one's just drilled right by the glove of the Indians' third baseman. And an unnecessary slide there by Albert Almora. But you can tell he is fired up. Cubs lead 7-6. And everybody is just fired up right now. The Cubs are on the glimpse of bringing home their first World Series title in 108 years. And what did you say it was, 108?
They have not won since 1908, Tyler.
1908. So Miguel Montero this postseason batting under 100 batting average.
Can only imagine the excitement outside of Wrigley right now, Tyler. It's got to be crazy out there.
Unbelievable watching the Jumbotron outside of Wrigley. That's all they can do.
It's 8 minutes. I'm going to take you to the last out.
Okay.
So
All right.
just mention that they've added a run.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's find that last play for you.
I love watching this. Right there.
Mike, welcome back to Game 7, Fox's coverage of the World Series. I'm Tyler Katz along with Peyton Wolf. Mike Montgomery stands in for the Chicago Cubs in the bottom of the 10th inning. And the Cubs added a run from when we last left you in the top of the 10th, but also Cleveland has added a run. But now with the Indians down to their final out, the pressure is certainly starting to mount on not only Cleveland, but on Chicago to bring home their first World Series in 108 years. And that one's going to be over to Rizzo, to Bryant. It's the Cubs winning the World Series. They've done it the first time in 108 years. The Chicago Cubs are your 2016 World Series champions.
I just could not believe that throw. That was so amazing. And you could see Chris Bryant smiling the whole time. You know, he has worked so hard from this, just being a boy from right outside Vegas to get here. That is just so amazing to me.
And the Indians walk off in utter disappointment. But what a victory by the Chicago Cubs. And Joe Madden brings home a title to Chicago.
Oh, look at Rizzo crying. All right, here we go. A huge hit by number 25 on the Washington Capitals. And then, who is that? Is tripped up. Niskanen's tripped up. And number Kuzi has, no. What's that? All right, here we go. This is Matt Niskanen bringing the puck back. He passes it back to number 77, TJ Oshie. TJ Oshie brings it up, brings it around, and loses it to Hornquist, number 72. And here we have Niskanen bringing it back around again. And he brings it up, and he passes it to, that is TJ Oshie again. And TJ Oshie loses it for another time. And back to Niskanen on defense, the blue line. Niskanen's dancing with it. And there's there's Ovechkin with the top shelf go over Murphy's head right there. And look, he is just so upset. Ovechkin is obviously fighting and scratching his way back for the Capitals. And if you see, look at this replay. He does it right from the blue line, and it is just perfect top shelf. Look at that. Back up. He doesn't even see it. Murray does not even see it. It goes right over his head. And he moves his glove way too slowly on that.
Yeah, despite the 3-1 deficit here, I really like what the Washington Capitals have done on the forecheck. Oshie and Ovechkin have really looked good, pushing the puck forward on the ice, and I think with over 11 minutes left, they could climb back into this.
I don't know if the 11 minutes is enough, considering how much the Penguins' defense has limited the Capitals offensively in this game. I mean, that's the first goal, and it's coming with 11 minutes left.
And Kuznetsov loses the draw, and the Pittsburgh brings it back around. And okay, that's Johansson bringing it up the left side here. He's skating. He has the puck. He's on the boards around with number 12 on him. And Kuznetsov takes a shot and is covered by Murphy. And Kuznetsov gets in a little bit of a hassle with a couple Pittsburgh defenders.
Yeah, I like that shot there. The Capitals are still pushing, just trying to climb back in this game down 3-1.
And there's
Ovechkin, a big player, but we'll see what he can do when we come back.
Look, those fans celebrating. All right, Kuznetsov's taking the draw again here against number 7. Kuznetsov is just great at face-offs this season. He's won so many. All right, Kuznetsov on the boards. Ovechkin gets it out to the center of the ice, and Ovechkin's fighting his way right in front, and Murray covers it again. You know, Murray actually wasn't even supposed to start this series, guys. He, their other goalie,
Marc-Andre
yes,
Fleury.
Marc-Andre Fleury was warming up for the first round of the first game, and he actually tore his hamstring, and Murray had to come in and clean up for him, unfortunately. And Kuznetsov is going to take another draw here. As I said, he is our draw boy.
The Capitals getting a lot of shots on goal here late in the third period, but Murray really watching the puck, and the Capitals need to get someone down in front of him.
Definitely, definitely. All right, we have, who is that? Number 9, Orlov down there. Orlov passes it to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov passes to Johansson. Johansson's bringing it up and back to Kuznetsov. And they're on the boards. Pittsburgh has the possession of the puck. And Pittsburgh's obviously thinking what they should do with this. And there's Brandon Holtby, the star for the DC team. Couldn't you guys argue that?
That could be argued as we're getting an icing call here. But the Alexander Ovechkin, with the only goal so far, that's his 4th of the playoffs. But what Washington has failed to do against Pittsburgh is score offensively, and Matt Murray has just been dominant in this series against the Capitals.
There's one thing Alex Ovechkin hasn't been able to do, and that's get his team to a Stanley Cup final. And losing this game here, if they do go on to do that in a series that's tied 1-1, isn't going to help that case.
Definitely not. All right. And that goes past Murray and is picked up by a Pittsburgh player who is bringing it up with the defender, number 65, Andrei Burakovsky, on him. Andrei is actually roommates with Tom Wilson. They've been boarding together all year since Michael Latta was traded to the Kings this past season. And the Pittsburgh defenseman has it behind the net. And it is still in the Pittsburgh zone. I believe that is Kessel who has the puck. And Holtby saves it again because he is just incredible. You know, that glove that he has is truly amazing.
Holtby has been incredible during the regular season, but with the past few seasons, with the Capitals being eliminated in the second round, it seems like Holtby gets tired, especially in the playoffs, but somehow it always comes around to the second round. As you can see, Matt Cullen there for the Penguins with a blocked shot today.
And here we have 87, Mr. Sidney Crosby, facing off of our, who's that, number 10? I do not know. Number 26 is bringing it up. And then we're back to Orlov, who was recently drafted, I believe, 2 years ago out of Russia. So him and Ovechkin are just buddy-buddy perfectly. Has it been 5 minutes yet?
So as you can see, Matt Murray, that one goes into the boards, and it just shows how dominant Matt Murray has been in this series, only allowing 1 goal today.
And you know what I love about Orlov is he is so physical. He brings a lot to the table. You know, not only is he fast and great on defenses, he just really is not afraid to give a couple people some big hits, which I love about him.
So as you can see there, Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin are tied now for the Penguins' most playoff games in Penguins history, both with 108, just behind Jaromir Jagr, who's now Florida Panther.
Yeah, he's doing big things down there in Florida. How old is he now?
Believe he's around 42, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my gosh. All right. Evgeny Kuznetsov actually won that draw, ladies and gentlemen, versus the Penguins. We are back here in Pittsburgh. All right, there's Orlov again with the puck, passing it to 90, Johansson. Johansson passing it to Carlson. Carlson going deep, but nobody's there. All right, Ovechkin's now on the ice, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody back up. That's Carlson to...
Wrap it up.
Oh, perfect. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night.
We already closed it.
Welcome back to the Mason and Tyler Football Show. I'm Mason Cole, along with my co-host Tyler Katz, and today we are going to be talking NFL sleeper teams and NFL biggest disappointments. Let's start off with Tyler. Who is your NFL sleeper teams for the AFC and NFC?
My sleeper team for the AFC would have to be the Tennessee Titans. They had a great year last year, just missing out on the playoffs, and with a weakened AFC South of the Texans, Colts, and the Jaguars. I think that they can make it into the playoffs, and not only that, but once they're in the playoffs, I think they have the potential with talent at quarterback with Marcus Mariota to make it far into the divisional round or even the conference finals.
I agree with you on the Titans. I mean, they're a very talented football team. They added Eric Decker this year, who's going to, help out the receiving core, Corey Davis. I think they're going to have a really good running game with DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry. I definitely think, especially since they're in the AFC South, I think that they can, have a very good year. But let's move on to the NFC. Who's your NFC sleeper?
My NFC sleeper would have to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Another team just missing out on the playoffs last year and had a dramatic late season drama. But having Jameis Winston, they pretty much have FSU's entire alumni on their team. I think that they also have the potential to make it into the conference championship.
My NFC sleeper team would have to be the Philadelphia Eagles. I think we're going to have a good year from the Eagles. Carson Wentz, obviously, his sophomore season. I think will be good. They improved their receiving team, as we're getting breaking news.
We're getting breaking news right now from our producers. LeVar Ball, son of Lonzo Ball, I think that's supposed to be the other way around, has been arrested for harassing Magic Johnson to make him the head coach.
That's really not surprising whatsoever. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised at all that LeVar Ball got arrested. I mean, that's something that LeVar would do. I'm not shocked at all. I'm not shocked in any way. That's just totally something that LeVar would do. What are your thoughts on this breaking news?
LeVar has come out and stated previously that it's all for publicity, but to be arrested is where you draw the line.
Yeah,
Be harassing Magic Johnson to make him the head coach. Let's be honest. If he gets ejected and takes his team out of a tournament, then he's not going to succeed as the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
What do you think this means for Lonzo's future with the Lakers?
For Lonzo, Magic Johnson has said that he's going to be the future of the Los Angeles Lakers, and I don't disagree with him on that. They just need to put a leash on LeVar.
He's arrested now, so they don't need a leash anymore. He'll be in.
The leash. The leash are the cuffs.
The leash is the cuffs.
The ball,
you're right.
Ball and chain.
Well, LeVar Ball has finally been stopped. This is some good news, actually. I'm not surprised at all. This is totally something LeVar would do. And that's gonna do it for our show. Thanks for watching the Mason and Tyler Football Show. We'll see you next week.
I just had a chance to talk with Adam Gase, head coach of the Miami Dolphins. He told me that players will have a 9 o'clock curfew this season for players to be well rested for the game ahead. He sorts that the Dolphins have to travel a staggering 27,458 miles this year, including a game in London against the New Orleans Saints. By the way, that's the 4th most miles traveled by a team in the NFL this year. Reporting live in Davie, Florida, Tyler Katz, ESPN.